Good morning, everyone. Today we are doing the Unit 1, and Unit 1 we are going to start with the trends in climatology, meteorology, and hydrology. Now, as you all know, this is the very much relevant topic nowadays. You must know about what is climate and what are the basic trends in the climate. Starting with the study of climatology. Now, what is climatology? As the name indicates, you know that climatology is basically the study of the climate change. Nowadays, we are very much heard about climate change. Everywhere we are learning that climate is going to change in this 19th and 20th century. So, what is actually climate change? Now, climate change is basically based upon the changes in the weather condition. If the weather of a particular area is changed, and we can predict the changes, we can monitor the various changes occurring in the weather every basis, because we have various satellite data. We have lots of researches and data. Satellites, geostationary satellites, are giving us the various information regarding this. We can say that weather changes. We have daily reports of the temperature, as well as the changes in the we can say that humidity, rainfall, various patterns we are identifying. So these are the major things, that if we know the weather of a particular area, then we are capable to understand the changes in the climate also, because climate is a long term condition of the weather in a particular area. When we are talking about a climate, we told them that it is a particular, not a single thing. It is basically the various changes occurring in the weather for a longer duration of time. Okay, if they you can easily understand if the weather is changing. We have four seasons: summer season, winter season, rainy season, and the we can say that spring season. So in the changes which are occurring in the weather, which we are recording by the meteorological department, we have the various statistical data through which we can understand that the weather is changes on the daily basis. We have 24-hourly reports for the weather, that we have the temperature, rainfall, humidity, pressure, and variation in the temperature, solar flux. So everything is recording and monitored on the daily basis. So if in a particular area, let us suppose we are living in a Rohtak, so in the Rohtak area, what are the weather condition remain for 2 to 3 months? This thing is very much important, and when we are dealing with this, we are saying that it is in a longer duration. Let us suppose 2 to 3 months. If we are continuously monitoring the changes in the weather, then we can easily give the information about the climate of the Rohtak city. Why? Because Rohtak city is a very much we can say that dry. Rainfall is very less, up to 100 to 120 millimeter of Hg. So we can say that on the whole, the climate is very dry. Climate is very rainfall pattern is very low, and the temperature usually remains in the range of 20 to 38 or 40. So it is a range through which we can say that it is the range in which the temperature changes. It is a range. Humidity, it is very high, less humid area. We have a very high fluctuation in the pressure. Low pressure zones are created, so very much dry summers are there. So in this way we can explain the climate of the Rohtak area, because climate can be considered by the values given by the weather in a particular area. So now you are able to understand the climate of an area is totally dependent upon the weather condition for a longer duration of time. I repeat, climate are the average condition of weather in a particular area on average basis, in which we can detect the temperature. We can detect the changes in a duration of 60 to 90 days. and we can predict the climate of that particular area. So if you understand the climate and their effect, then we can understand that climate is broadly based upon the weather of a particular area. Now, climatology is the study of climate, the changes occurring in the climate, and what are the changes maybe occur in the future and the past are totally interdependent. It may happen that changes occur very fastly. Like as we know that we all are saying that climate is changing. There is a topic that global warming is occurring, acid rain is there, and we have forest fires. So what is climatology? Now we are understanding the study of climate of a particular area, and we are including the climates of all the continents like Arctic region, Antarctic region, Asia Pacific region. So all the 7 continents are included, and their climate studies are done in the climatology. After studying the climate, we have a particular trend in the climate. What is the trend? That we are now visualizing the change in temperature. So there are 4 kind of, we can say that parameters through which we can easily make the climate understand. One is the temperature, that we are saying we are observing the change in climate through the temperature changes. Now we can easily observe that the temperature is increasing. Now what degree centigrade or degree Fahrenheit the temperature change is observed as per the IPCC. What is IPCC? Now IPCC is the International Panel for Climate Change, and it gives its reports every 4 years. Now in every 4 years we are able to determine that the temperature is increasing. Now if the temperature is increasing and we are monitoring in the particular era of the 19th century, there is an increase in 0.5 to 0.7 degrees centigrade of the temperature of that century. Now in this particular era, we are going to suppose that in the 21st century we are going to be an increase in temperature of 1.1 to 5 degrees centigrade per this century in 100 years. Now it may happen this because of this global warming or the greenhouse effect, but climate change is observed, and climate change does not make us very much happy. We should not be happy because climate change is affecting us a lot. It makes our planet Earth not a good place to live in. As you all know, the disasters are coming. We are studying the disaster management. So now in the disaster management, if the climate is changing, the global warming is increasing, the temperature is increasing, the rainfall pattern of every area is we can monitor from last 150 years. We have data that rainfall pattern of a particular area is not uniform. There is a increase or decrease, or we can easily say that fluctuations in the rainfall pattern can be observed. Those areas where the heavy rainfall are observed, now they are having the less amount of the rains. Similarly, in some areas we have the low rainfall. Now we are getting the optimum or the minimum average rainfall in that particular area. We can quote some examples in that is the Jaipur city. You have heard that the Jaipur city is now flooded from the this year, as well as we have the reports like Jodhpur, Ajmer, and many cities of the Rajasthan are flooded every year from last 2015 onwards. So this data is clearly mentioning us that the rainfall pattern is fluctuating. We said that the Rajasthan is the area where the scarcity of the rainfall is there, but now this is not the case. We have very much increase in the rainfall pattern in the millimeter in the Rajasthan area. So it can be easily we can say that inference that or concluded that the rainfall pattern is increasing the chances of climate change. As you know that if the rainfall occur, the temperature decreases. We feel some kind of winters, or we can see the very much change in the temperature. Weather conditions are affected, and it is a pleasant atmosphere around us. So it is very much important that we have to look after the temperature changes, the rainfall pattern, and the various other parameters on which the climate change is occurring very much. Now we are seeing that increase in the concentration of some of the global warming gases, or we can say that GHG, greenhouse gases. GHG means greenhouse gases. Now these greenhouse gases, one of the prominent gas is carbon dioxide gas. Now carbon dioxide gas is basically, we are the good emitter of the carbon dioxide gas, and there is no recognition of the carbon dioxide gas is required. Now a student of the class 3rd or 4th can easily know that the carbon dioxide is a gas which is exhaled by us. Now we can say that the carbon dioxide gas, which is increasing the carbon cap in the world also, as well as you all know that carbon dioxide is a, we can say that absorber, or we can say that oceans are the good absorbers of the carbon dioxide gas. So if we are increasing the CO2 levels through the industries or various other activities, then the CO2 will increase the greenhouse gases, because CO2 is the 50 to 55% contribution of the CO2 in the GHGs. Okay, so it will increase the global temperature. Also, if the temperature is increasing, the rise in the sea level is observed. So rise in the sea level is also observed, and we have the floods in the coastal areas, and the rise in the sea level will also drown some of the islands. So it is not the case that it will not affect us. It will invite the various disasters and will affect us. So oceans are getting acidified. Oceans are the good reservoirs of the CO2 gas. Now the CO2 gas which is absorbed by the ocean is at 50 to 80% of that. And when the CO2 gas is absorbed, then the pH level of the ocean water will be changed. It will increase or decrease. As you know, the CO2 when mixes with water, it forms the carbonic acid, H2O and CO2 form the carbonic acid, which is a mild acid, and it will decrease the pH of the water. So the ocean water pH is decreased, and when the pH is decreased, it will literally affect all the marine life. All the marine life is very much affected. As you all know, the corals or the reefs or other we can say that aquatic animals, these animals are, we can say that, inefficient to absorb the calcium level. So they are not able to form the shells or the pearls and all other things. Ocean acidification is very much harmful to the marine life. It affects the basal trophic level of the we can say that biomass level of the aquatic animals. So we can easily say that the food chain is disturbed, because these are not able to form the shells, or we can say that the molsters, crabs and other aquatic animals, they are not able to survive. When they are not able to survive, then what will happen when they are not able to survive? As you all know, the aquatic biota is depleted, food chain is ecology affected. So we can easily determine the change of ocean acidification ecology will affect the increase in the pollution level, increase in the other activities of the ocean. And in this way, the climatology says that we are inviting the various disasters. Like, what are the disasters we are inviting? We are inviting the more of the tsunamis. We are inviting more of the other things, weather related problems, because oceans are responsible for the low pressure zones. So if they are low pressure zones, then it will affect the oceans as well as the climate change. So the fourth one is the man-induced disasters. Man-induced disasters are also increased in the recent trends. We are saying that in the recent century, we are seeing that the frequency and the effect of the disaster is increasing. Frequency, the number of disasters in per year is increasing, as well as the, we can say that the effect is also very much high. Intensity is very much high. So we have to very much we can just understand that these all four parameters should be reduced in order to make the climate change less. How we can make the climate change less prominent, so that we are able to understand more, and we can prevent the disasters. Basically, we are going to prevent the disasters. So the trends are this, that we have to stop the greenhouse gases, we have to stop the acid formation of the various kind of low pressure zones. We have to see the plantations, afforestation zones. Temperature should be less. If we are not increasing the concentration, we should not increase the concentration of the various industrial effluent in the air or the water or the oceans, because they also create some kind of the invitation to the natural disasters. So climatology is the basically the study in which we are seeing the change in the acid rain production, global greenhouse effect, and the various forest fires which are occurring nowadays. These are also creating the climate change very much. As you know, the Australia fires are very much responsible for the formation of this kind of pollutant layer over the atmosphere also, because a huge biomass is burnt during this forest fires. So that is not the good thing, because it will increase the temperature, it will create some or other disaster, volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, earthquakes, more and more prone disaster will occur. So now we can also say that the climate induced the weather related hazard also. Now weather is responsible for the climate. So if the climate is not good, the weather related hazards are occurring. So now what are the weather related hazards? We are also saying the meteorological hazards. Weather and meteorological things are the similar things. Meteorological means that the effect of the satellite caused effect, where the world, we can say that meteorological hazards in which cyclones, storm surge, hurricanes, tornadoes, thunderstorms, lightning, droughts, these are the strategies, or these are the hazards which are occurring in the meteorological hazard disasters. So we must think that meteorological disasters are very much required, or very much understandable nowadays, that because we have the lots of satellite data, and we can easily understand how these disasters are occurring, how the low pressure zones are developing, how the things are affecting us. So cyclones, the tropical cyclones are coming in the coastal regions of the India, Kerala, Pondicherry, or Bay of Bengal. We have lots of areas where we can say that meteorological hazards occurs. So which are the affected areas? Which are the affected areas of the meteorological hazard? These are basically coastal areas where we can identify the cyclones, hurricanes, the storms occur. We have tornadoes, or the tsunami may changes, the thunderstorms. There are huge level of the lightning which are occurring in this particular 2020 is we can say that the era of disasters. We have various disasters in this time. We have also observed the lightning hazard in this month of June and May, that many states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, as well as West Bengal have observed the deaths because of these lightning storms. So we should understand, we have to see that why these meteorological hazards occur. Now what are the reasons through which, or we can say that it is a natural hazard. We all know that meteorological hazards are natural hazards, but can we stop these natural hazards? Can we are able to reduce these natural hazards? Can we stop the cyclones? Can we stop the storm surges? Can we stop the hurricanes or tornadoes or the lightning or the thunderstorms? Any kind of the droughts condition. Now, droughts are also a kind of the meteorological hazard. Now, we are not putting them into the hydrological hazards because there is no rainfall. Now, why the rainfall is not occurring in those areas? And drought is a very slow onset disaster in which the conditions occur of the drought occur within 2 to 3 years. It is not a very rapid, it is very slow disaster in which 2 to 3 years occur to maintain the no rainfall area in that particular zone. So no rainfall, it means the drought conditions are there. No rainfall decreases the water table over there. Also we have we can observe the because of the no rain or the drought condition, the vegetation or the various other plants or the soil infertility increases. So the droughts are the various kind of the reasons. Droughts may be occur due to the over exploitation of various resources also, apart from the rainfall also. But rainfall is the major thing which we are dealing with the droughts, that there is no rainfall, and this is because of the any kind of change in the weather, because that area becomes a very high pressure, not high pressure area, low pressure, where the clouds just merely go through that area. They will not put rainfall in that area, and because of that that area remains dry from 2 to 3 to 5 to 6 years continuously, and that area is affected with no rainfall, and drought condition is not good for the agriculture as well as the soil and the other areas. So now meteorological hazards, we have the meteorological hazards in which we are today we will in briefly discuss that the meteorological hazards are increasing due to the intensity of the change in the climate or change done by the human beings or human activities. Now we will discuss these hazards in detail when we are discuss the cyclones, thunderstorms, storm surges and the droughts. We will discuss the causes of these particular disaster in detail about when we discuss these disasters. So today just we are going to study the trends, what are the basic trends in the cyclones. Now cyclones are increasing in the coastal area. Nowadays we have the high intensity storm surges, high intensity we can say that cyclones occurring in the Bay of Bengal. So the meteorological studies say that if the pressure area is developed, low or high pressure area is developed over the sea, what happens because of the global warming, the sea surface temperature is increasing. When the temperature is increased, then what happened? Yes, that when the temperature is increased, the evaporation rate of the water, aquatic water is increased. Now that water becomes the clouds, and the clouds move to the low pressure area, because air or the current, wind current always move from the high pressure to the low pressure. So it will move over there, and the rainfall does not occur in that particular area, and meteorological changes occur. These meteorological changes may affect the we can say that increase in the pressure, and now with the increased pressure the cyclones occurred. Cyclones have a beautiful tendency to form an eye. Eye is a particular which is like our eye, it is a very low pressure area. So the sea water come up and it forms a circular whirls in the form of cyclone, anticyclone or cyclone. Now these have a particular direction of movement, clockwise or anti-clockwise, and depending upon this sea surface temperature. If the sea is very warm, the temperature is about 25 degrees centigrade of the sea, then it will create a favorable condition to form a cyclone over there. So meteorological hazards are basically due to the changes in weather, and we have to think that earth should not be warm. Sea surface should not be warm. There should not be high temperature over the sea, over the land. Desertification should not be increased. Droughts conditions should not be increased. The rainfall pattern should be increased. So this will help us to understand how these natural disasters occur, and why the chances or things occur over their particular area to have a disaster. Now, why we have a disaster? We have a disaster because of we are creating some kind of the pressure. If there is a decrease in the air pressure zone, so it will not create any kind of the cyclone activity over there, weakening of the wind. So the we have no the effect on the shore region. The beaches are less affected. If the rise is high, or if the very strong temperature changes, variations are there, so it will create a very we can say that huge kind of cyclone which is having very high speed and affect very much. So El Nino is also, we can say, any kind of a El Nino effect which we are studying, that in which various effect occur in the winters. The ocean area, El Nino increase the rainfall quantity, and floods may occur in the particular area, and especially in the Pacific regions we have, Pacific oceans we have. Now, it is not the time to discuss them in the detail, because we are just dealing with the trends in the meteorology. So I discuss in detail about the trends in the meteorology. Now we are dealing with the trends in the hydrology. Now what do you mean by hydrology? As the name indicates, hydrology is the study of water bodies. Now water bodies like oceans, or the, we can say that rivers, or the estuaries or ponds, and all other water bodies like lakes, we are discussing the effect on them. So now in the disaster management, we have observed that in the hydrological studies, we have observed that the water body, especially the ocean, is 90% responsible for the hazard or the disasters occurring in a particular area. So as you all know, there are type of the two things. One is the coastal areas, where it is surrounded by the ocean all over, and also we can see those areas which are terrestrial areas and surrounding by some of the hydrological sources like rivers, like the Ganga rivers, or the Yamuna, or any kind of the Narmada, Tati, any river. So the flood plain, the areas or the through which those rivers are flowing, or the areas, coastal areas which are having in a particular ocean, so the hydrological hazards affect those particular areas. And we have to study in detail the hydrological hazards. So two hydrological hazards we have. One is the, we can say that floods. The most popular and the most damaging kind of the disaster occurring in India is basically floods. In many cities, we have floods observed during the monsoon season, and as well as before pre-monsoon and post-monsoon floods are also observed in India. But now we can also observe a new kind of the hydrological disaster in the coastal areas, that is tsunami. Now tsunami is basically, as you know, that earthquake on the sea floor. Okay, the ocean floor is affected with the tectonic changes or the plates movement, and that may causes some the rise in the ocean waves, and it will create the tsunami. So tsunami is basically Japanese word, and Japanese word it means that disturbance or destruction, or through the waves. Now waves, what kind of waves? That is the ocean waves. So floods and tsunami both are the hydrological disasters, and we can say that the intensity, its frequency, and the magnitude of the tsunami as well as the flood is increasing in the hydrological areas, hydrological plains, and this should be reduced. This should be reduced by the human activities, like the oceans should not be like warm. We should not put the garbage, we should not put the pollution over the areas. Beach protection should be there. There should not be extra usage of the sea floor, ocean. Over tourism is also not should be promoted in various coastal areas. We have seen that they are must in sake of money, they are just using their natural resource into a natural hazard, because they're inviting some kind of a disaster basically in their particular area because of this tourism activity. Now one thing is very much important, that the hydrological hazard is also we can say that connected with the temperature changes. If the temperature is increased, then the hydrological hazard is also increased. So main thing is that we should think about the temperature, rainfall pattern, and the quantity of the water over there, the geography of that particular area, so that the natural disaster due to the water, yani it means that water related hazard. Hydrological hazard is basically the hazard which is related to the water. So it should be minimized, it should be reduced by certain activities through which like we can now do the civil engineering over there, so that the less damage to the properties there. We should make some sand castles, we should make some embankments to reduce the ocean intrusion in the water bodies. So tides can be we can say that controlled and reduced. So many of these areas where the hydrological impacts are there, we should improve or we should reduce their effect. How we can do? By making some afforested belts near the beach areas, so that the sand can be moved and the ocean or the water area should be reduced. Many of us, we can see that there are seasonal variations also in the hydrological area. A particular season is also responsible for the hydrological hazard. So during this change of the seasons, spring to winter or spring to summer season, so we can say that there is a hazard occurring in that particular area, because there is a fluctuation in the temperature, variations in the temperature, and that should be maintained or controlled, so that the hazard can also be controlled. So this is for all about these trends of the climatology, hydrology and meteorology. And if you have any queries, you can ask me personally or comment me, so that we can discuss more about the things, and I can make you more understand the things about the climate, meteorological studies and the hydrological disasters we are and we will discuss broadly all this kind of disasters which we mentioned today. And in the later on lectures, you can see in detail the causes, effects, the preparedness, their mitigation measures, how we can recover, how can we find the risk management, and what are the processes which are done by the government and other non-governmental agencies to reduce those kind of the disasters in the various field. It should be more appropriate if we add some of the disasters or the hazards through the natural one. Natural hazards are now increasing, which is the most which is the most important issue to understand, that man-made disasters are increasing. That is a way, because we know that we are increasing the population, we are having the increase in over the climate change, and we are increasing various kind of global warming gases, global greenhouse gases actually, and all these causes may increase the anthropogenic activities, may increase the man-made disasters. But why these natural hazards are increasing? So it should be most appropriate that we will discuss those things in detail in the next our video, and you will see and you will be able to find out the we can say that answers over there. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.